In today's fast growing world of new technological advances and even more personal conveniences, I don't think cybersecurity is where our minds drift off to during class, but it probably should be. While watching the live cyber threat map, we are learning that cyber threats and attacks are happening around the world all day long. And we are also learning about ways to protect ourselves and others from cybersecurity threats. One kind of attack that has been too successful is called social engineering. This kind of attack doesn't usually target someone's social media or computer equipment. It targets people and attempts to exploit personal vulnerabilities. Microsoft defines social engineering as, quote, any manipulation technique that exploits human behavior and error in order to gain access to sensitive or confidential information. Where some scammers would steal someone's personal information, social engineers convince their victims to willingly hand over the requested information. Unquote. Most social engineering attacks rely on actual communication between attacker and victim. Once an attacker understands what motivates a victim to act, they can then manipulate that victim into compromising themselves by revealing their personal information. Attackers want any kind of credentials they can get to sell them on the dark web or to use for themselves. But there's something we must always remember. This social engineering attack could be just a single step within a much larger planned attack.
Social engineering preys on human emotions like trust and fear. Think of it as a psychological game where the threat user's goal is to manipulate people into sharing personal or private information, or to cause harm and inconvenience by using a variety of different attack methods. It is common for these attackers to pose as IT or help desk personnel in an attempt to gain the user's trust and extract sensitive data from them. Imagine that you were recently hired into a company when you get a call from a hacker pretending to be a trustworthy individual, like a tech support agent. The hacker may ask for your login information to help fix the problem, or try and trick you into clicking a malicious link. Another common example is phishing, where hackers send emails and messages that seem legitimate, asking the recipient to provide sensitive information or to click on malicious links. For example, you could get an email that might look like it's from your bank requesting private information about your bank account. Here's a simplified breakdown of how it works. Research. The attacker gathers information about the target, such as names, job roles, interests, and organizational details through social media, public records, or other sources. Hook. The attacker initiates contact with the target using the gathered information to appear trustworthy or authoritative. Play. The attacker manipulates the target using psychological tactics such as urgency, fear, trust, or curiosity. Execution. The target is tricked into performing an action, such as clicking a malicious link, providing login credentials, or transferring money. Exit. The attacker covers their tracks to avoid detection and leaves the target unaware of the breach until it's too late.
So the first of all example is there was a 75 million Belgium bank whaling attack. Perhaps the most successful social engineering attack of all the time was conducted against Belgium bank while Cleveland discovered its EO had been involved after conducting a routine internal audit. The perpetrators got away with the 75 million and had never been brought to justice. Crime fell victim to the walling, a type of spear phishing where the scammers target his high-level executives. Cybercriminals frequently try to harpoon these big targets because they have easy access to funds. So for the next attack was on the Facebook and the Google, the world's biggest companies. This was done by the two people who have made the fake accounts on Facebook and the Googles, and even they made a fake company regarding it, and they were sending the fake emails to the employees of the Facebook and Google, and they were involving them for the goods and services that the manufacturer had genuinely provided. but directing them to deposit the money into their accounts between 2013 and 15. Both of them cheated near about 100 millions from them. There was an attack on even the UK energy company. In the March 2019, the CEO of a UK energy provider received a phone call from a somewhere who sounded exactly like his boss. The call was so convoluted that the CEO ended up transforming 2 lakh 43 millions to the huge supplier a bank account that actually belonged to the scanner. By this way, they have been scammed.
Preventing and mitigating social engineering. Preventing takes measures to stop an event from happening or slim the chances of it happening altogether. Ways to prevent social engineering. The number one way to prevent social engineering is to educate employees. Training employees about recognizing these attacks and how to deal with them will minimize the amount of attacks or how severe they are. Don't reuse passwords for multiple devices or accounts. This is a common practice and can make an attack much easier. Use multi-factor authentication. This makes it harder for hackers to gain access. Verify requests. Does email seem realistic? Is your grandmother actually stuck in Europe? Rethink these things before proceeding and always verify the identity of the person requesting this information. You can do that through trusted sources on the internet. Reminder to never act right away. Implement security policies and use a good spam filter. Mailwasher is the best free version. Mitigating social engineering. Mitigating minimizes the impact of an event after it has happened. Device security. It is important to secure devices so a social engineering attack can't achieve all they're trying to do, even if it is successful. Keep anti-malware software and antivirus software up to date. Always update software and firmware, and never reuse passwords. Have a clear incident management plan. Have this established in place to quickly respond to attacks before they get worse. Have it include what actions to take and how to take them. Also have a communication plan. Have a plan that will immediately inform all stakeholders of the situation. This will prevent quick spread.